Welcome back, everyone. Before we dive in, make sure you drop your thoughts and the lessons you took from this story in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get into it. My name is Wesley Grant. I am 39 years old, and I never thought a single dinner at Terrell and Latoya's place would be the night everything changed. But looking back now, I realize it was the night I stopped being blind. We had known Terrell and Latoya for about 5 years. Good people. Terrell worked in construction management, long hours on job sites. Latoya was a dental hygienist who always had a story about a nervous patient. They invited us over maybe once a month for casual dinners. Nothing fancy, just burgers on the grill, beers in a cooler, that sort of thing. That Saturday evening in late September, we showed up around 6. The air was still warm, with a hint of fall creeping in, and their backyard smelled like charcoal and lighter fluid. The usual crowd was there. Rashad and Tamika, DeAndre and Danette, Jared and Shanice, Lamont and Kiana. 8 couples total, counting me and my wife, Tanisha, and Terrell and Latoya. Everyone brought something. We brought potato salad, because Tanisha insisted nobody else knew how to make it right. The evening started normal enough. Terrell was manning the grill. Rashad was telling some story about a plumbing disaster at his rental property. The women were gathered around the kitchen island with wine glasses, laughing at something on Latoya's phone. It was a standard Saturday night, the kind you think you will have 1,000 more times. I was standing near the patio door with a beer when Tanisha walked up to the group of men. She had that look, the one where she wanted attention, the one where she was about to say something she thought was clever and unforgettable. I had seen that look too many times. "You know what I was thinking about today?" Tanisha said, loud enough that everyone nearby turned to look at her. Terrell glanced up from flipping burgers, spatula in hand, eyebrows raised. "What were you thinking about?" he asked. Tanisha smiled, that confident, almost smug smile she used when she knew eyes were on her. "I was thinking about how men literally line up for me every day," Tanisha said. "At the gym, at the store, at work, everywhere I go." The men exchanged uncomfortable glances. You could feel the mood shift just a little, like a faint crack in a glass that no one wanted to acknowledge. Nobody really knew what to say to that. She turned to look straight at me, still smiling. "Do not ever forget that important fact," Tanisha said. I took a slow sip of my beer, set it down on the railing, and looked at her directly. "Oh, I definitely know," I said calmly. Rashad, DeAndre, Jared, and Lamont. The silence was immediate and heavy. Tamika's wine glass stopped halfway to her mouth. Danette went completely still. Shanice's face drained of color. Kiana actually took a step back. "Those are not random names I pulled out of thin air. Those are their husbands' names." Tanisha's smile faltered. "What are you talking about?" Tanisha asked. Her voice had a small wobble in it now. Barely there, but noticeable to anyone paying attention. "Just acknowledging the line," I said. "You wanted me to remember, right?" "I am remembering." Terrell had stopped grilling entirely, the spatula hanging forgotten in his hand. Rashad was staring at me like I had just pulled a grenade out of my pocket. The 4 men I had named were frozen in place. "That is not funny," Tanisha said, but the confidence had drained out her voice. It sounded thin, brittle. "I agree," I said. "It is not." Tamika set her wine glass down on the table with a sharp clink. "I need to use the bathroom," Tamika said. "Me too," Danette said quickly. "Same," Shanice said, already moving. "I should go help in the kitchen," Kiana added. Within 30 seconds, all 4 women had disappeared into the house. Tanisha tried to follow them, but I could see her hands shaking. Terrell cleared his throat, trying to pull everything back to normal. "Burgers are almost ready," Terrell said. "Who wants cheese?" Nobody answered. The atmosphere had gone from casual and friendly to absolutely suffocating in less than 2 minutes. Rashad was the first to speak. "What exactly are you trying to say, Wesley?" Rashad asked. I looked at him, then at DeAndre, then Jared, then Lamont. "I think you all know exactly what I'm saying," I replied. "This is ridiculous," Lamont said, but he would not meet my eyes. "Is it?" I asked. Tanisha came back out onto the patio. Her face was flushed, and not from the wine. "Can we talk alone?" Tanisha said. "We can talk right here," I answered. "Please," she insisted, her voice low and tight. I shrugged. "Fine." We walked to the side of the house, out of earshot of the others. The faint hum of conversations behind us picked up in nervous little bursts and then died off again. Tanisha immediately grabbed my arm. What was that? Tanisha hissed. That was me acknowledging your comment, I said. You wanted me to remember that men line up for you. So I listed some of them. You cannot just throw around accusations like that in front of everyone, Tanisha said. Accusations? I raised an eyebrow. I did not accuse anyone of anything. I just said some names. Why are you so upset? Tanisha opened her mouth, closed it, opened it again. Because you made it sound like something happened, Tanisha said. Did something happen? I asked. No, she said too quickly. I studied her face. The panic in her eyes. The way she kept glancing back toward the house, like the walls themselves might be listening. Then you have nothing to worry about, I said. This is insane, Tanisha said. You are ruining the entire evening over nothing. I'm not the one who bragged about having men line up for me in front of all our friends, I said. That was you. She looked like she wanted to say something else, but Terrell appeared around the corner, rubbing the back of his neck. Hey, burgers are getting cold, Terrell said. Are you two coming back? We'll be right there, Tanisha said quickly, forcing a smile. But I could see it in her eyes. She knew the evening was already over. And more importantly, she knew that I knew something. We went back to the patio. The women had returned, but they were standing in a tight cluster near the kitchen door, whispering fiercely. The men were scattered around the yard, not really talking to each other anymore. LaToya tried to salvage things. Come on, everyone, LaToya said. Let us eat. We sat down at the long outdoor table. The food was good. Terrell never messed up the grill. But nobody was really eating. Conversations were forced and died quickly, like they were strangled by the tension hanging over us. Every few minutes, I caught one of the wives staring at Tanisha, or one of the husbands glancing at me nervously. Finally, after about 20 minutes of painful small talk, Tamika stood up and pushed her chair back. Rashad, we should probably get going, Tamika said. We have an early morning tomorrow. Yeah, Rashad said, standing up fast. Thanks for having us. That started the exodus. Within 10 minutes, all four couples had made excuses and left, their goodbyes short and stiff. It was just us, Terrell, and LaToya remaining. Well, Terrell said, trying to sound casual, that got strange. Tanisha stood abruptly. We should go too, Tanisha said. I finished my beer slowly. All right. We said our goodbyes. LaToya looked confused and concerned, eyes flicking between Tanisha and me. Terrell just looked uncomfortable, like a coach stuck in the middle of a fight between his players. On the drive home, Tanisha stared out the window, arms crossed, jaw clenched, not saying a word. Street lights flashed across her face in short, broken bands of light. When we got home, Tanisha went straight to the bedroom and closed the door. I heard her making a phone call, then another, then another. Her voice was low but intense. I sat in the living room, pulled out my phone, and opened the folder I had been building for the past 3 months. Photos, screenshots, timestamps, location data, everything I needed. The line she had bragged about was not just men showing interest. It was specific men, 4 of them, all married to her friends. It was all part of a pattern I had noticed months ago, but had not wanted to believe. At first I had told myself I was overthinking it, that I was stressed from work, that my imagination was running wild. But every time I tried to let it go, something new would happen, a strange text, a missing hour, a change in routine, and the doubt would come roaring back. Until tonight, I had been waiting for the right moment to address it. She had handed me the perfect opening on a silver platter. I heard her crying in the bedroom later. Part of me felt bad, a small part that remembered the early years when we were still figuring life out together, when we had laughed over cheap takeout and ugly furniture. The bigger part knew that this was just the beginning. She had made her choices. Now she was about to face the consequences, and I was going to make sure she understood exactly what she had thrown away. Sunday morning came with silence. The house felt different, like the air itself was heavier. Tanisha did not come out of the bedroom until almost noon. When she finally emerged, her eyes were red and puffy. She had been on her phone all night. I knew because I could hear the notifications chiming through the door every few minutes, like a desperate heartbeat. We need to talk, Tanisha said. I was making eggs at the stove. Go ahead, I said. Not like this. Sit down with me, Tanisha said. I plated my breakfast and sat at the kitchen table. She sat across from me, hands folded in front of her like she was preparing for a business meeting. What you said last night was completely inappropriate, Tanisha started. I ate a forkful of eggs and chewed slowly. That is an interesting way to begin this conversation, I said. You embarrassed me in front of our friends, Tanisha said. Our friends. I looked up at her. Which ones? The 4 whose husbands you've been sleeping with, or the 4 husbands themselves? Her face went white. I have not been sleeping with anyone, Tanisha said. I took another bite. So why did Tamika, Danette, Shanice, and Kiana all look like they had seen a ghost when I said those names? I asked. Because you made it sound like something was going on, Tanisha said. Was I wrong? I asked. Tanisha stood up abruptly, the chair scraping harshly against the tile. I'm not doing this, Tanisha said. I'm not sitting here while you accuse me of things I did not do. Then leave, I said calmly. She stared at me. What? Tanisha asked. If you're not going to have an honest conversation, then leave the room. I am eating breakfast, I said. She sat back down slowly. I could see her mind working, trying to figure out what I actually knew versus what I was guessing. How long have you been checking my phone? Tanisha asked. I have not touched your phone, I said. Then how do you have anything? Tanisha asked. You are not as careful as you think you are, I interrupted. Neither are they. Her hands started trembling. What does that mean? Tanisha asked. I pulled out my phone and opened the Photos app, scrolled to a specific folder, and turned it so she could see the screen. The first image was a screenshot of a text message. Her number. Rashad's number. The preview showed enough to make the context clear without any doubt. Where did you get that? Tanisha whispered. Keep scrolling, I said. She took the phone with shaking hands. I watched her face as she went through the images. Screenshots from cloud backups she did not realize I could see. Photos I had taken of her car parked behind a small hotel off the highway in another part of the city. Timestamps showing when she had told me she was at the gym, but her location data showed her somewhere entirely different. There were dozens of images, months of documentation, small moments lined up in a brutal pattern. You have been spying on me, Tanisha said. I have been paying attention, I corrected. There is a difference. This is illegal, Tanisha said. Actually, it is not, I replied. We are married. Joint phone plan. Joint cloud storage. Everything I accessed was legally accessible to me. I checked. You checked with who? Tanisha asked. A lawyer, I said. I finished my eggs and set the fork down. 3 months ago. The color drained from her face again. 3 months, Tanisha repeated. That is when I first noticed the pattern, I said. You would disappear for 2, sometimes 3 hours at a time, always on days when one of the guys had a work trip or errands to run. I thought I was being paranoid at first, so I started documenting. Tanisha put her face in her hands. This is insane, Tanisha said. Which part? I asked. The part where you have been having affairs with 4 different married men, or the part where I found out about it. Tanisha shook her head. I did not. It is not what it looks like, Tanisha said. Then explain it to me, I said. Make it make sense. She was quiet for a long time. When she finally spoke, her voice was barely audible. It just happened, Tanisha said. Which one just happened? I asked. What? Tanisha asked. Which one just happened? I repeated. Rashad, DeAndre, Jared or Lamont. Or all 4. I leaned back in my chair. Help me understand the timeline here. Tanisha started crying. Not the manipulative tears I had seen before when she wanted out of a difficult conversation, but deep, shaky sobs. I do not know what to say, Tanisha said. The truth would be a good start, I replied. I cannot, Tanisha said. Cannot or will not? I asked. Both, she said, looking up at me. If I tell you everything, you will divorce me. I'm going to divorce you anyway, I said. The only question is how messy you want this to be. Tanisha stood up again, pacing now, arms wrapped around herself. What do you want from me? Tanisha asked. I want to know if you understand what you have done, I said. Not just to me, but to 8 other people. For marriages. For families. All because you needed something. It was not about attention, Tanisha said. Then what was it about? I asked. She did not answer. Just kept pacing. Her phone buzzed on the counter. She grabbed it quickly, read the message, and her face went even paler. Who was that? I asked. Tamika, Tanisha said quietly. What does she want? I asked. Tanisha turned the screen toward me. The message was short. We need to talk now. She is not the only one, Tanisha said. Danette texted me 6 times last night. Shanice called 4 times. Kiana sent me a long message about how I have ruined her life. Have you responded to any of them? I asked. No. I do not know what to say, Tanisha said. Tell them the truth, I replied. I cannot do that, Tanisha said. Why not? I asked. Because they will hate me, Tanisha said. I almost laughed. They already hate you, I said. The question is whether their husbands told them the truth, or if they are still trying to figure out what is going on. Her phone buzzed again. Then again. Then a call came through. Tamika's name flashed on the screen. Answer it, I said. No, Tanisha said. Answer it or I will, I said. She stared at me. You would not, Tanisha said. I picked up my own phone. I have Tamika's number too, I said. I can call her right now and explain everything, or you can answer your phone and deal with it yourself. Tanisha grabbed her phone and declined the call. Stop this, Tanisha said. Stop what? Holding you accountable, I asked. You are enjoying this, Tanisha accused. Not even a little bit, I said. But I'm not going to pretend it is not happening either. You made choices. Now you get to live with them. Another text came through. This one from Danette. Tanisha read it and winced. What does it say? I asked. She wants to know if it is true. If I have been seeing Jared, Tanisha said. Have you? I asked. She did not answer. That is what I thought, I said. You know what is going to happen next, right? Tanisha swallowed. What? Tanisha asked. They're going to compare notes, I said. Tamika, Danette, Shanice, and Kiana. They're going to realize it was not just their husband. It was all 4. And they're going to realize you were the common denominator. Oh God, Tanisha whispered. Yes, I said. I stood up and rinsed my plate in the sink. So you have maybe 24 hours before this entire thing explodes. You might want to figure out what you're going to say and what you're going to do. What are you going to do? Tanisha asked. Me? I said. I'm going to work tomorrow like normal. I am going to live my life. You are the one who has to figure out how to face those women. You cannot just leave me to deal with this alone, Tanisha said. Watch me, I replied. I walked to the living room and turned on the television. Tanisha followed me, standing in the doorway like she was afraid to cross into the room. Please, Tanisha said. We can fix this. No, I said. We cannot. We could go to counseling, Tanisha said. For what? I asked. So you can learn how to hide it better next time? That is not fair, Tanisha said. I turned to look at her. You had affairs with 4 men, I said. All of them married to your friends. You bragged about having men line up for you in front of their wives. What part of any of this is fair to anyone? Tanisha did not have an answer for that. Her phone rang again. This time it was DeAndre. She let it go to voicemail. How long before they start showing up here? I asked. They will not do that, Tanisha said, although she did not sound sure. Are you sure? I asked. Because if I were to meet her right now, I would want answers face to face. As if on cue, there was a knock at the front door. We both froze. Another knock, louder this time. Are you going to get that? I asked. Tanisha shook her head frantically. I stood up and walked to the door, looked through the peephole. Tamika was standing on our porch, and she did not look happy. I opened the door. Tamika, this is unexpected, I said. Is she here? Tamika asked, looking past me. She is, I said. I need to talk to her. Now, Tamika said. Tanisha appeared behind me. Tanisha began. We are not doing this in front of him, Tamika said sharply. Tanisha looked at me. I shrugged. She stepped outside and closed the door behind her. I went back to the living room window and watched. I could not hear what they were saying, but I could see the body language. Tamika was angry, shoulders squared, hands cutting through the air. Tanisha was defensive at first, then I saw her break down crying. Tamika was not buying it. The conversation lasted maybe 10 minutes. Then Tamika walked back to her car, got in, and drove away without looking back at the house. Tanisha came inside, sobbing now, her whole body shaking. She knows, Tanisha said between gasps. She confronted Rashad last night. He admitted everything. Everything, I repeated. For how long? 3 months, Tanisha said. They had been seeing each other for 3 months. I did the math. That lined up perfectly with when I had started noticing the pattern. What did you tell her? I asked. The truth, Tanisha said. That it happened. That I am sorry. That it did not mean anything. How did she take that? I asked. Tanisha looked at me with genuine fear in her eyes. She said she's going to make sure everyone knows what kind of person I am. Tanisha said. She said by the time she is done, I will not have a single friend left. That is probably accurate, I said. How can you be so cold about this? Tanisha asked. Because you did this, I said. Not me. Not Tamika. Not any of them. You. She sank onto the couch, still crying. Her phone kept buzzing. Message after message. Call after call. The dominoes were falling, and there was nothing she could do to stop it. I went to the kitchen to make more coffee. It was going to be a very long day. By Monday afternoon, my phone had 3 missed calls from Terrell and 2 from Rashad. I did not return any of them. Whatever mess was unfolding in their marriages was not my problem anymore. I want to work like normal. I am a quality control supervisor at a manufacturing plant on the edge of the city. Nothing glamorous, but it pays decently and the hours are steady. My coworkers noticed I seemed distracted, but nobody pushed when I said I just had a lot on my mind. A guy named Marcus from the line, quiet, older, always listening more than he talked, walked over to my station at lunch. You all right, Wesley? Marcus asked. You look like you have not slept in a week. Rough weekend, I said. Marriage stuff. Marcus nodded slowly. That could be the hardest kind, Marcus said. Just remember, you do not have to fix all of it today. I appreciated that he did not ask for details. Sometimes silence is its own kind of respect. When I got home that evening, Tanisha's car was in the driveway, but the house felt different again, emptier in a strange way. I found her in the bedroom, packing a suitcase. Going somewhere? I asked. She did not look at me. My sister's house for a few days, Tanisha said. Running away? I asked. I need space to think, Tanisha said. About what? I asked. She finally looked up. About how to fix this, Tanisha said. There is nothing to fix, I said. We are done. You keep saying that, Tanisha said, but you have not actually filed anything yet. I have not filed yet, I corrected. That is different. She zipped the suitcase shut. Danette called me today, Tanisha said. Jared confessed everything to her last night. She is filing for divorce. Good for her, I said. Shanice knows too, Tanisha continued. DeAndre broke down and told her. She kicked him out yesterday. That seems fair, I said. Tanisha sat on the edge of the bed. Do you have any idea what you started? Tanisha asked. What I started? I almost laughed. I'm not the one who had affairs with 4 different men, I said. You could have handled this privately between us, Tanisha said. Instead, you humiliated me in front of everyone. I listed 4 names, I said. That is all I did. Everything else, that is on you and them. Tanisha shook her head and stood up, grabbing her suitcase. Kiana called me a homewrecker, Tanisha said. She said I destroyed her family. Me. Can you believe that? Yes, I said. Actually, I can. She walked past me toward the front door. How long are you staying at your sister's? I asked. I do not know. A week maybe, Tanisha said. Take 2, I said. Take 3. I do not care. She stopped at the door and turned slightly, like she wanted to say something, then thought better of it. Are you going to change the locks? Tanisha asked quietly. Should I? I asked. I still live here, Tanisha said. For now, I replied. She left without another word. I heard her car start and pull out of the driveway. The house was silent again, but this time the silence felt clean. I made dinner, watched some television, and went to bed early. My phone buzzed around 10 o'clock. A text from Terrell. We need to talk. Call me. I deleted it. 5 minutes later, another text came through, this one from Reggie. You had no right to say what you said. You ruined my marriage. I typed back. I did not ruin anything. You did that yourself. His response came fast. She is taking the kids. My kids. Because of you. No, I wrote. Because of what you did with my wife. Own it. He did not respond after that. Tuesday morning, I got a call from an unknown number on my way into work. I almost did not answer, but curiosity got the better of me. Hello, I said. Is this about your wife? A woman's voice asked. Not one I recognized. Who is this? I asked. My name is Nadine, she said. I am Lamont's wife. Kiana's sister. I sat down on the edge of my bed, the phone pressed tighter to my ear. All right, I said. What do you want to know? Kiana told me what happened Saturday night, Nadine said. Is it true about Lamont? I was not sure how to answer that. What did she tell you? I asked. That your wife has been having affairs, Nadine said. That Lamont might be one of them. You should talk to Lamont about that, I said. I did, Nadine said. He denied it. But he's been acting strange for months. Coming home late, being secretive with his phone. I thought I was being paranoid. That sound familiar, I said. Did you have proof before you said those names? Nadine asked. Yes, I said. She was quiet for a moment. Would you be willing to share that proof? Nadine asked. Why? I asked. Because I need to know if my husband has been lying to me, Nadine said. I thought about it. Part of me wanted to stay out of their marriage. But another part knew that if the situations were reversed, I would want to know the truth, no matter how much it hurt. Give me your email, I said. She did. I sent her 3 screenshots. Messages between Lamont and Tanisha. Nothing explicit, but enough context to make their relationship clear. Thank you, Nadine said quietly. I'm sorry you're going through this. Me too, I said. She hung up. Wednesday brought more fallout. I got a call from LaToya while I was on my lunch break. I need to ask you something, LaToya said. And I need you to be honest with me. Go ahead, I said. Was Terrell involved with your wife? LaToya asked. No, I said. Not that I know of. I could hear the breath of relief in her voice. Thank God, LaToya said. I thought maybe, because we hosted the dinner and everything that happened afterward. Terrell is fine, I said. He's just caught in the middle of everyone else's mess. Thank you for telling me, LaToya said. I know you did not have to. Can I ask you something? I said. Sure, LaToya replied. Did you know about any of them? I asked. She hesitated. I could hear plates clinking in the background, the faint television noise, the sound of her taking a breath. I suspected something was off, LaToya said. The way the women would get quiet when certain topics came up, the way the men would exchange looks sometimes. But I never thought, she trailed off. I mean, I never imagined it was this, LaToya said. Yes, I said. I understand. I did not either. Thursday morning, Tanisha came back. I was getting ready for work when I heard the garage door open. She came in carrying her suitcase, looking exhausted, like she had aged 10 years in 3 days. I thought you were staying at your sister's longer, I said. I could not, Tanisha said. She kept asking questions I did not want to answer. Imagine that, I said. She set her suitcase down in the hallway. We need to make some decisions, Tanisha said. About what? I asked. About this house. About our finances. About how we are going to handle the divorce, Tanisha said. I already know how I am handling it, I said. I have a lawyer. I have documentation. I have everything I need. You have been planning this, Tanisha said. This whole time you have been planning to leave me. No, I said. I was hoping I was wrong. I was hoping there was some other explanation for all the lies and the sneaking around. But there was not. So yes, I prepared, because I am not stupid. What do you want? Tanisha asked. The house, the car, all the money. I want a fair split, I said. I'm not trying to destroy you financially. I just want out. She looked genuinely surprised. Really? Tanisha asked. Really? I said. You keep your car. I keep mine. We sell the house and split it 50-50. We divide the savings account. Done. That is it. Tanisha asked. That is it. I said. I do not want alimony from you. I do not want revenge. I just want to move on with my life. Tanisha sat down at the kitchen table. I do not understand you, Tanisha said. Why are you not angrier? I am angry, I said. But what is the point of screaming at you? It will not change anything. It will not undo what you did. It will just make both of us miserable. So, you're just going to be calm and rational about this? Tanisha asked. Yes, I said. That is somehow worse, Tanisha said softly. I picked up my keys. I'm going to work, I said. We can talk more tonight if you want, but my position has not changed. We are getting divorced. The only question is how much you want to fight about it. I left her sitting there and went to my car. My phone rang as I was pulling out of the driveway. Jared this time. I answered. What do you want? I asked. You need to back off, Jared said. You have done enough damage. I have not done anything except tell the truth, I said. You want to destroy all of us. Is that it? Jared asked. I do not care about you, I said. Any of you. You destroyed your own marriages. I am just making sure mine ends cleanly. Danette wants half of everything, Jared said. The house, my retirement, everything. Because of you. No, I said. Because of what you did. Stop blaming me for your choices. There was a long pause on his end. "This is not over," Jared said. "Yes, it is," I replied. "Do not call me again." I hung up and blocked his number. When I got home that evening, Tanisha was at the kitchen table with papers spread out in front of her. Financial statements, bank records, property deeds, all arranged in neat stacks. "I've been going through everything," Tanisha said. "You are right. 50-50 is fair." I sat down across from her. "Good," I said. "But I need to ask you something," Tanisha said. "What are you going to tell people about what happened?" "What people?" I asked. "I do not know. Your family, your friends, people at work," Tanisha said. "Why would I?" I asked. "Because you're angry. Because you want to hurt me," Tanisha said. I shook my head. "I do not need to tell anyone," I said. "Tamika, Danette, Shanice, and Kiana are going to make sure everyone knows. You did this in front of the wrong people." Her face fell. "I know," Tanisha said. "Besides," I added, "I do not want to be the man whose wife cheated on him. I do not want the pity or the questions or the awkward conversations. I just want to move on." "Thank you," Tanisha said quietly. "Do not thank me," I said. "I'm not doing it for you. I am doing it for me." We spent the next hour going through the paperwork. It was surprisingly civil. No yelling, no accusations, just two people dividing up a life they had built together. Around 9, her phone rang. She looked at the screen and declined the call. "Who was that?" I asked. "DeAndre," Tanisha said. "What does he want?" I asked. "I do not know. I have not talked to him since Saturday," Tanisha answered. "He probably wants you to cover for him," I said. "Or blame you for everything." "Probably," Tanisha said. Her phone rang again. Lamont this time. She declined that call too. "They're going to keep calling," I said. "I know," Tanisha replied. "You should block them," I said. "I should," Tanisha agreed. But she did not. Friday afternoon, I got a text from Rashad. "Can we meet? Just you and me." I thought about ignoring it, but decided to hear what he had to say. We met at a diner across town, a small place with vinyl booths and the smell of coffee soaked into the walls. He was already there when I arrived, sitting in a booth in the back, hands wrapped around mug. "Thanks for coming," Rashad said as I sat down. "What do you want?" I asked. "I want to apologize," Rashad said. "I was not expecting that. For what I did with Tanisha. It was wrong. I knew it was wrong, and I did it anyway." "All right," I said. "That is something." "I am not making excuses," Rashad said. "I was selfish. I hurt Tamika. I hurt you, and I'm going to have to live with that." "Yes," I said. "You are." "Tamika is filing for divorce," Rashad said. "She's taking the kids." I did not blame her. "Good," I said. Rashad looked down at his coffee. "The other guys are angry at you," Rashad said. "Reggie especially." "That is not my problem," I said. "They think you should have handled this differently," Rashad continued. "And how should I have handled it?" I asked. "Kept quiet while my wife and 4 other men destroyed 5 marriages?" "I'm not saying they are right," Rashad said. "I am just telling you what they are saying." "I do not care what they are saying," I replied. Rashad nodded slowly. "All right," Rashad said. I said what I needed to say. "For what it is worth, I hope things work out for you." "They will," I said, "because I am not the one who threw away my marriage for something that meant nothing." He left without another word. I sat there for a few more minutes, finishing my coffee. My phone buzzed. A text from Tanisha. "I think we should list the house next week. The sooner we sell, the sooner this is over." I texted back. Agreed. It was happening. The end of my marriage, the destruction of a social circle, the collapse of multiple families, and somehow I was the calmest person in the entire situation because I had already accepted what everyone else was still fighting. It was over, and nothing they did would change that. The house sold in 3 weeks. We priced it to move fast, and it did. A young couple with a baby on the way bought it. They had no idea about the history of the place, and I was not about to tell them. Tanisha and I barely spoke during those weeks. We coordinated showings through text messages. She stayed with her sister most nights. I kept the place clean and stayed out of the way. The day we closed, we met at the title company, signed the papers, and split the check. Done. "Where are you going to go?" Tanisha asked in the parking lot, hugging her folder of documents to her chest. "I have a place lined up," I said. "Small house on the east side of town." "What about you?" I asked. "Apartment downtown," Tanisha said. "1 bedroom." I nodded. "Good luck," I said. "That is it." Tanisha asked. Good luck. What else is there to say? I asked. She looked at me for a long moment. I am sorry, Tanisha said. For what it is worth, I am sorry. All right, I said. Do you hate me? Tanisha asked. No, I said honestly. I do not hate you. I do not really feel anything about you anymore. That seemed to hurt her more than any insult would have. She got in her car and drove away. I watched her go, then got in my own car and headed to my new place. The fallout from that dinner continued for months. Reggie and Danette's divorce got nasty. Court battles over custody, property, everything. DeAndre and Shanice tried counseling, but ended up splitting anyway. Lamont and Nadine separated, but did not file right away, circling each other in a painful limbo. Rashad and Tamika's divorce finalized 2 months after mine did. I ran into Terrell and LaToya at a hardware store about 6 months later. They were in the paint aisle, comparing swatches. Wesley, LaToya said, smiling. How are you doing? Good, I said. Better than I expected. We heard about the house, Terrell said. Is the new place working out? Yes, I said. Quiet neighborhood. Good neighbors. It is nice. Terrell cleared his throat. We felt bad about how everything went down, Terrell said. That dinner at our place. It was not your fault, I said. You did not know what was happening any more than I did at first. Still, we lost touch with everyone after that, LaToya said. The whole group just fell apart. That is probably for the best, I said. LaToya nodded. You were probably right, LaToya said. But we miss having you around. If you ever want to grab dinner or something, let us know. I will, I said, and I meant it. I saw Tanisha one more time about 8 months after the divorce. I was at a grocery store when I spotted her 2 aisles over, looking at cereal. She was with a friend I did not recognize. She saw me, too. For a second, it looked like she was going to come over and say something, but then she just turned and walked away, pushing her cart in the opposite direction. I finished my shopping and went home. My new place was smaller than the old house, but it was mine. No shared history, no bad memories, just a fresh start. I painted the living room myself, picked out furniture that I actually liked instead of compromising on every piece. I started going to the gym again, this time actually working out instead of just paying for a membership I never used. I reconnected with some old friends I had lost touch with over the years. Work stayed steady. I put my head down, did my job, trained a couple of younger guys on the line who reminded me of myself 10 years earlier. I got a small raise after my yearly review. Nothing dramatic, nothing life-changing, just steady, quiet progress. One evening, I was sitting on my back porch with a beer when my phone rang. Unknown number. I almost did not answer. Hello, I said. Hi, this is Desmond, a man said. We met at Terrell and LaToya's dinner last year. I was Jerome's friend. I vaguely remembered him, younger, worked in information technology or something. What can I do for you, Desmond? I asked. I just wanted to reach out, Desmond said. I heard what happened with the group. I wanted to see if you were doing all right. I'm fine, I said. I do not know, Desmond said. I guess I respected how you handled everything. A lot of men would have lost it. You kept your head. I did not have much choice, I said. Still, Desmond said, some of us are getting together next weekend. Playing poker, having some drinks. Nothing fancy. Are you interested? I thought about it. Yes, I said. Sure. Why not? Great, Desmond said. I will text you the details. He did. I went, met some new people, had a decent time. The poker group became a regular thing. Every other weekend, different houses, good guys. No drama, no hidden agendas, just cards and conversation. One night, Desmond brought up the past while we were shuffling cards. Can I ask you something about what happened with your ex? Desmond asked. Go ahead, I said. How did you know? Desmond asked. Before that dinner, I mean. How did you figure it out? I took a sip of my beer. Patterns, I said. She would say she was going to the gym, but come home without her gym bag. She would claim she had to work late, but her car was not at her office. Small things that did not add up. And you just documented everything? Desmond asked. Yes, I said. For 3 months. Every inconsistency, every lie, every time her story did not match the facts. Another guy at the table, Lionel, spoke up. My brother went through something similar, Lionel said. Except he confronted her immediately. She destroyed him in the divorce. Took everything. That is why I waited, I said. Emotions make you foolish. Evidence makes you prepared. Did you ever find out why she did it? Desmond asked. No, I said, and I stopped caring about the why a long time ago. It does not matter. What matters is that I got out. The game continued. I won a decent pot and went home around midnight. When I checked my phone, I had a voicemail from a number I did not recognize. I almost deleted it, but decided to listen. Hi, this is Danette, the message said. Jared's ex-wife. I know we have not spoken since everything happened, but I wanted to thank you. What you did that night gave me the push I needed to get out of a bad marriage. I am doing better now. I hope you are too. I saved the message. Not sure why. Maybe because it was nice to know something good came from all that chaos. 2 months later, I was at the hardware store again when I ran into Kiana. She looked different, lighter somehow, like a weight had been lifted off her shoulders. Hey, Kiana said. Hey, I replied. I heard you're doing well, Kiana said. I am, I said. Lamont and I finalized everything last month, Kiana said. It has been hard but necessary. I understand that, I said. She paused, studying my face like she was measuring how much truth I could handle. I owe you an apology, Kiana said. That night at the dinner, I was so focused on being angry at you for saying something that I did not stop to think about why you said it. You were right, and I am sorry it took me so long to see that. You do not owe me anything, I said. You were protecting your marriage. I understand. Still, Kiana said, thank you for not staying quiet, even if it hurt at the time. She left, and I finished shopping. That night, sitting on my porch with a beer, I thought about how far I had come. From that dinner at Terrell and Latoya's to this moment. From married and miserable to single and content. I did not have everything figured out, but I had something more valuable than that. I had peace, and nobody could take that away from me. 3 years after that dinner, I was exactly where I needed to be. The house I bought had become a home. I refinished the deck myself, sanded down the old boards, stained them a rich brown that looked good against the evening sky. I painted the rooms, hung my own photos on the walls, made the space mine. Work was steady. My team respected me. I respected them. No drama, no politics, just good, honest work. The poker group expanded. We added pool nights and occasional camping trips. Real friendships built on trust, not convenience. I dated a few people. Nothing serious yet. I was not in a rush. For the first time in years, I was comfortable being alone with myself. One Saturday afternoon, I was at a home improvement store when I saw her, Tanisha. She was with some man I did not recognize. They were looking at paint samples, arguing mildly about shades of blue. Tanisha saw me, froze for just a second, then quickly looked away and steered the man toward a different aisle. I grabbed what I needed and left. I did not feel anger. I did not feel satisfaction. I did not feel anything except maybe a little relief that I was not the man standing next to her anymore. That evening, Terrell called. Latoya and I are having a barbecue next month, Terrell said. Small thing, just a few people. Are you interested? Sure, I said. Who is coming? Some folks from my job, Terrell said. Latoya's sister and her husband. Desmond and Lionel from your poker group. Good people. Sound good, I said. I will be there. Great, Terrell said. And hey, no drama this time. I promise. I laughed. I will hold you to that, I said. The barbecue was exactly what it needed to be. Good food, good company, good conversation. No hidden agendas, no secrets, no betrayals. Just people enjoying each other's presence on a warm evening while the smell of grilled chicken and corn filled the air. At one point, Latoya pulled me aside near the kitchen. You seem happy, Latoya said. I am, I said. Good, Latoya replied. You deserve it. Thank you, I said. She smiled. You know what Terrell told me the other day? Latoya asked. He said that night at our dinner changed how he sees people. Made him realize you cannot really know what is going on in someone's marriage from the outside. He is not wrong, I said. I'm glad you came tonight, Latoya said. It feels like things have come full circle. Different circle, I said. A better one. Driving home that night, I thought about everything that had happened since that Saturday evening 3 years ago. The confrontation, the fallout, the divorce, the rebuilding. I had lost a marriage, but I had gained something more valuable. Self-respect, peace of mind, the ability to look at myself in the mirror without regret. Tanisha had bragged that night about men lining up for her. She thought it made her powerful, special, wanted. All it really did was show me exactly who she was, and give me the clarity to walk away. I did not need revenge. I did not need the last word. I did not need her to suffer. I just needed to move on and build something better for myself. That is exactly what I had done. If you enjoyed this story, please like, comment, and share this video with your friends. Subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a powerful story drop.